documentary movie that is documenting struggles of game development. Just a few logistics information. On the right side, you have a selection of games showcased here for the first time in Slovakia. On your left side, there is a bar with refreshments and coffee if you need. And I think we can begin. So one of the biggest challenges that games industry facing right now in Slovakia is education and building awareness. Now, there is no better person to talk about these challenges than my dear friend Lucia Šicková. So please help me welcome Lucia and give her an applause.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome here. It is an early hour, even for me, but I was woken up at almost 7 o'clock in the morning after I went to bed at 1. But I have different reasons than everyone else here. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So first, let's start with this. Who is this person who is here? My name is Lucia, and I'm one of the 4 co-founders of Pixel Federation. That's 10 years ago, 3 kids ago. And currently, I am in charge of internal education and people development within the company. And education is very close to my heart. So it's not only in the company that I do it, but I also try to spread it across the country in a certain way. So I'm behind Skill Drill, not only me, but I'll talk a little more about this a little later. Butterfly Effect and Nimbus projects, which I will introduce here. So why do we care about education in Pixel? How many of you liked school? Raise your hands. Oh, okay, good. So we have some good numbers. How many of you are or have been learning game development in school? Okay, very few. Yeah, there's the business reason. Game development, when we were starting, was not being taught anywhere. It is a little different now, but it hasn't changed very much. So what do we get when we hire new people from the schools? They come to work for us and they think they are absolutely unique. They know their craft, but they can't really work in teams. And I mean, not just, I'm an artist, I know how to work with an artist, but I'm an artist, I know how to work with a programmer, I know how to work with game designer, I know how to work with game analyst. What we also get is business. What is that? I want to make games. Games are fun. Games are fun, but to make them, everyone who's made a game knows it's not always fun. There's tough times. You need to think about business, you need to think about marketing, you need to think about production, you need to think about analytics. There's a lot of things you need to think about, and that's not being really taught anywhere. Digital skills, not in many schools. Now it's changing, but it's not as good as it could be. And what is the life cycle of the product? So yeah, even the small attempts for education in game development, they teach a little part, but not the whole life cycle of the product. And what is that? So the second reason why Pixel is doing it, and it's very close to my heart, is something like giving back. We grew on this market. We are a global company, but all of our employees, well, not all of them, but most of them, almost 99% of them are Slovaks. They were raised and born here. We were raised and born here. We could be anywhere in the world, but we choose this country and we want to give back. And we worked hard, but there was an element of luck. And yeah, I think for this, we all should give back. Yeah. And an important one for me, I have this, and I care about them. I care about what they will learn when they will be a little bigger. The oldest one, my oldest son, is 9. He loves games. He's there cracking something at the moment. And he's already in school, so he is in the system, so I care what schools he is in, what approach he gets from teachers. So that's why we cover not only game development in our educational efforts, but broader picture, so that the kids get access to more opportunities. So for me, education on many levels fails at the moment. It does a little bit of this, which is a bit scary when you look at it, especially those who know me. Having this would be crazy. It makes no sense. A lot of schools create people or want to create people that are the same, but we are all unique, and we need a little more individual approach. So we created this Edufactory. It was created when Pixel was created, so that's 10 years ago. But then I went on maternity leave and put it on hold. And when I came back 2 years ago, we started doing more things. We started first by supporting, because as Pixel grew, we got a lot of requests for funding. And we were giving money here and money there, and it had no system. So when I came back, I looked at the requests, I looked at the system, and then I defined what we do and whom we support. We support projects that are innovative, that bring a different look at education. In the first group, Edu projects, we have schools, we have a project that supports teachers, different things. We support them financially, we support them by promoting them, by working with them. Education, under education, we support mostly Vlčata, which is a portal that does reviews of games, but also does a lot of advocacy about gaming, because gaming is not gambling. All of us who are here probably know that, but it's not the general notion. Gaming is still considered as an evil thing, and I think we need to talk about that. So we support initiatives that talk about the good sides of gaming. And Edu Games, there is a few that are being created in Slovakia, so we selected a number of them, and we support them again through consultancies. We consult game design, production process, business process, a lot of different angles where we can help. Also, we help them with visibility. We do PR, and Nimbus is actually a project that does a lot of PR for a lot of Edu projects. But we also, when we were doing this, we started thinking like we have some things that we can also create. We don't just need to support things, but we can do something that actually can give a lot more from what we know to people who want it. And we created camps for smaller kids. We started doing projects for the youth, and we work a lot with the community also, because as I said at the beginning, I do internal education, and part of it is bringing experts from abroad who teach us things, and we always share these experts and do a lot of support in other ways too. So let's look at some gory details. How do we actually do these projects? What I realized is if we want to talk about games in a broader picture, we can't do it alone. We will always be considered that gaming company. It doesn't matter how big the revenues are, we are the gaming company. So we needed partners that are a little bit differently perceived in the country. So we decided to go and marry different associations. I would like to welcome Lucia Šicková here.
Hello.
And
Hello.
yeah,
Thank you.
so when we knew each other a long ago, we both had a few ideas. I still wanted to have kids when we met first and started talking, so we only started really doing something about a year ago. I'll give you.
I can tell the start of the story.
Yeah.
So I have to say in the beginning that I'm so happy that during game days, I'm 2 days here. Also yesterday I was in the very beginning inviting you upstairs for the exhibition of old games from end of 80s, which we started to collect in Slovak Design Museum, which belongs to Slovak Design Center. So for me, it's a great honor, and I'm very happy that this weekend my 2 dreams are fulfilling. And it was like to start this collection, to start to collect multimedia, and also to start to work with education in multimedia and special games. As for this history, what you started to say, yes, like for me, when I started to work in Design Center and Design Museum, the first thing was we have to do something with multimedia, we have to collect them, we have to take care about education. And my first steps were to Pixel Federation, which was still not so known company, which was still in Vysoká Street and with 30 people and so on. So it was like 4 years ago, I think. And we started to think about how to work with education. And yeah, so a year ago finally it came, and we sat down, I think it was summer, and we're thinking about how to understand this project. If it's changing of formal education, if it's a new school, if it's just a course or something like this. And then we started a school for game development.
Yeah, that's the first baby.
Yeah. And name it Skill Drill. So it's our first baby. Are you sure it's a marriage, Lucia? Because
I don't know.
Shimon is now somewhere.
It's a freestyle.
Yeah. So Skill Drill, our friend Robert Parsho found this name, and it's kind of sexy, and people like it also abroad. And maybe you can tell about this scheme.
So we also created crazy metrics, so it is more confusing. What it says is, I'll click it all. We accepted 23 students out of over 200 applications we had. These 23 students were from different crafts. The school was to be part-time. We met on monthly basis. We put them together in teams, and that's for me the key. They were great individuals, but once we put them in teams, it was a completely different story. They were great teams in the end. And they worked, they learned from each other. They learned from teachers, mentors, lectors, and also we invited schools to participate. And a lot of the schools whom we partnered with, we actually work with even after, and we'll do some more projects in the future. So it was a part-time school. It was 8 workshops. Each of the workshops was focused on different things. We covered game design, art, coding, marketing, analysis, and they had to work on a project of their own. They learned not only the hard skills, so going more deeper into what they already knew, but they also learned soft skills, like how to cooperate, how to set up the pipeline, how to communicate with each other, how to present. We made them present their work a lot. And not only in Slovak, we invited, as I said, we do a lot of, we invite a lot of experts from abroad. So I always ask them to join the school also and give feedback to the teams. So we had people from Assassin's Creed, we had people from Amanita Design, from 11-Bit Studio, from the lead designer of Ori and the Blind Forest. So all these great people came and looked at the projects and gave them feedback and shared their knowledge. And it was really amazing. So in the end,
maybe I can add that there was also a public program, because we already wanted to make it public that we are doing something like this, because it was kind of behind the scene. So we had, of course, presentation lectures in our space, and art duel, and all these like public projects that can raise awareness about this topic.
Exactly. So in the end, there were 3 teams, and I have them here. They will introduce themselves. I'll just give you the first names and logos. So these are the 3 teams: the Z team, the Dots team, and the Grass Club. And I would like to welcome Grass Club.
Here, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm really shocked because the text on the bottom of presentation is really fucked up. Okay, hi, I'm Simon, and I am some kind of chief lead game designer of our little team, and I will talk about our game. It's mobile game, and your main goal as a player is kill monsters. And I'm here with my lead coder, Jakub, and he will talk more about game mechanics because he's more technical type and I'm more like marketing and design stuff. So, Jakub.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Hello, my name is Jakub, and let's talk about gameplay. So our game is it's 1D game. Our game has one-dimensional gameplay, but it's mainly going up. The camera follows a monster right here, and the main thing is that the monster wants to run away from your cave to destroy world and stuff. So the main thing you want to do is to interrupt the monster leaving your cave. You can do this by destroying the escape route or hole in the wall by tapping on it. Okay, so tapping, that's the first gameplay mechanic. Yeah, yay. But that will be like boring after a few seconds. So we wanted to give some action to the game with swiping. You can activate different kind of traps by swiping. Some of them do damage, some of them slows, some of them, for example, can root the monster. But it's more action, but it's not like it's still quite boring. So another thing we want to add to the game was different environments. Each environment, so each time you start the game, it will have its own unique gameplay. The thing behind the environments is each environment will have its own monsters and its own traps. The environments will change after a time, so the monsters will change too during the gameplay. So the monsters will change too. It will be, every time you start it will be unique because it will be everything randomly generated. And for example, there will be an ice environment with ice elementals and ice, wasp. There will be a lava environment with lava elementals and lava worms and fireballs and stuff. And there will be, for example, a cave environment like this one, in which are different kind of beds and oozes and slimes. But that's okay, that's another level, so that's better. But we wanted to add more to the game. So make it hard, make it some kind of challenge. So we did it. Well, we want to add new monsters with each monster to have its own unique abilities. There will be shared abilities like some regeneration and something like that, but each monster will have its own unique ability. One now has some kind of camouflage, which is stealth, it's become invisible. Or nearly invisible. Another has mirror image. Another has, our slime has an ability that creates little oozlings and you have to destroy them or else it will heal the slime. Yes, we want to make this game to be enjoyable, to be something different, not like everyday game you see on App Store. And okay, I would want to end this bit with a note that we will continue to work on this project. We want to add new monsters, we want to add new environments, we want to add new abilities, but mostly we want to create more fun and more entertainment for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jakub. And I will talk really shortly about why we join in and what we learn from Skill Drill. There are some expectations from us, like know-how, how to make games, to meet new people, like Skill Drill participants, or get network from game developers. I think Lucia taught about game devs. So know-how, they told us about business sides of game development. It's not, game isn't just about art, but more like about money really. Because when you are making game, you always make market research, but you must think about player, you must have fun game, because nobody will buy it if it's shit, so. And I don't know, it's just about testing and marketing and stuff, and that's all about they told us.
We taught you well, okay. Thank you. The next team is, let me see.
So, hello everyone. It's an honor to be here. So, the space, it's endless, unknown, but not in our game. In Echoed World, you control algae, a creator or architect created by the main creator, main god of the universe. He wakes up and he has his power stolen by his brother from another planet. So now he has to go and reclaim his lost power, while the creator, the god himself, is assisting him. You can play it. Well, I will wait for a while until the video plays again. So, the game itself, as you can see, is a puzzle platformer. It's still in a prototype phase, so some assets will still be changed during the development. And the main power of our character that was stolen was to create life. And now, without that power, he has to use his own creations to take the life from them and be able to move obstacles. And later on, he will have to use this power to overcome his enemies. There will be no combat system, no fighting. You will have to use your wits and environments to trap or escape your enemies in the future. Of course, as you can see here, just a simple showcase of an obstacle where you need to get the energy from your creations, and you can go on after that. So the enemy is called Tyr. He is not yet showcased here, but he was unable to create life. That's why he came to the planet of algae and stole his power. And so the enemies will be like corrupted with crystals, stones, and inanimate objects. There's just a placeholder enemy for a quick showcase of how the game itself will work in the future. We are planning to divide it into 3 big chapters with sub-levels, from which each chapter will have its own unique aesthetics. But of course, the game itself will not be too long. It will just be a short, sweet experience. And we are planning to at least finish the vertical slice of it, at least one playable, really good level during the upcoming month of the summer school. And now I will pass the mic to Tomáš, who will talk more about our experience with Skill Drill itself. Thank you.
Thanks. Hello. I'm not sure if this is working, or is it okay? So in our team, I'm working as game designer and producer. So from this perspective, I'll tell you something about our experience in Skill Drill. At the first workshop, we were divided into 3 teams. At the time, we didn't know each other, and so we were a little surprised or even a little worried after we find out that we will be working on real game projects together. and that we have to came out with some game at the first place. After we finally agreed on some game concept that we were willing to work on together, we defined our target groups and make some market research more properly. And we started to concept various visual stylizations. On game prototype, we've tested various game mechanics. And as the time passed, we created more and more content. During the work on this project, we basically covered almost every area that creators have to go through in real development as well. And it wasn't an easy journey. We had to sacrifice our free time and even sleep sometimes. But I'm sure that no one regrets this. Because there is a lot of ways how one can reach game development, how one can get into the game industry. And basically anyone who with enough commitment can get there on his own. But from this experience, I can imagine anything that is more efficient and more motivating than skilled release. So I'm really grateful for this experience, and I'm even I can't wait for the summer school to begin. So thank you.
And the last team.
Hello, it's super exciting to be here with you today. We are glad to be here. I'm here with Martin and Christian. We are from the ZZ team, and I would like to introduce you our game, which is called Lucid Dream. Yeah, our game, Lucid Dream, is the game is level runner, and it's strong story based. It's going to be for mobile devices, and we will have simple touch input for this game, just 2 buttons. We will have comics-like visuals, either for the character or for the environment too. Maybe I would, as I said before, it will be story-based, and we will have comics in the game. The comics will be revealed according to the player's progress in the game. The story, maybe a brief info about the story. The story will be about Gregor. It's, by the way, our main character. And the Gregor has fallen onto the desert island with the spacesuit, and he's wondering why he's there, because he lost his mind with the fall on the desert island. And he tries to remember what happened before, and why he's there. He tries to recover his mind through the sleep, and the sleep is the gameplay of our game. It's level based, as I said, and for every level there's some some part of the story behind. Maybe there you can see in the slideshow also our team, which there are 6 of us, and we are working hard on this game because the game is still in progress and there's a lot of work to do. What's good to say, you can also see there's some fun arts from the game, some animations, and the animations, by the way, will be frame by frame. And we are supported by the public funds of the Slovak Arts Council. What else to say? I would pass the mic for Martin to say something about our membership in the skill drill. Thank you.
All right. Okay, I'll just briefly introduce you to our skill drill experience. Well, from the start, even while we didn't know each other, we had to act like a team. Like we really been in a struggle sometimes, and it was not so easy. But it was a very funny experience. Through the workshops, our roles were defined automatically because, like, we are all good for something different. and skill drill gave us a chance to improve not only the hard skills, as it has been told, defined by our professions, but also soft skills we use every day. And well, we've been taught cooperation, we've been taught communication, and we even had to push our limits. But we are really glad we could be the part of this project, and we are really glad for all of the connections, all of the friendships, and even it was like a lot of fun. We had these all workshops and all these projects. So maybe I'll just mention, like, we could swap the slide. Just you can follow us on Media. So we have an Instagram account and also a Facebook account. So don't forget. Thank you. That's going to be all for now.
I didn't make them say that. They seem to really have fun. Okay, good. That first picture up there is from the very first session, and I really, really love it. So yeah, we gave them the opportunity to work, but it was very short moments. They worked on the weekend, and then they had tasks they had to do in between the workshops. And it made the work very difficult. So we were thinking what to do next, and we paired with summer game development school with Misha Ferko, who's here, and all of the teams will actually continue. They all mentioned it in the summer for 1 month. They will be sitting in Impact Hub, which is the partner of the project, and they will be working on their games. And on the 5th of August, if you are in Bratislava, there will be a big event where you can try the games and you can select which game is the best. Well, there will be a committee that selects, but you can vote for the audience favorite game. So this was great, and this was for the youth. If you remember how I have it structured in the game in Edufactory, then we were thinking of the edu games. How do we promote them better? So our second marriage is with EduLab. If you don't know it, it's a NGO that works with teachers and schools all around the country, and they do a lot of different projects with them. So we created a project called Nimbus, and Nimbus is a bus that we will take in October to 3 cities, and we have 12 projects in them. It will be the first week of October. We already have registered 60 schools from around the country, and these are elementary schools, and we will present to them 12 projects. Not all of them are digital games. Some of them are board games, some of them are concepts, and we want to show the teachers and the kids what we have, what is being created in Slovakia and also in Finland, because we have Finnish partners, former Rovio team that is focusing now on education in their concept in Lightyear and Fun Academy. They joined our Nimbus and will be touring with us. So we want to show them what great games and concepts are created in Slovakia, and we also want to, for the creators of these games and concepts, collect feedback so they can improve the project before the final launch. And the third marriage is the most complicated, and that's what we have been working on now. And Skill Drill kind of got us thinking, like, this was a great experience for us, for the people who were participating. We saw the results, but we also saw the downside. Like, people loved it, but they didn't have enough time to be there. We saw that we needed more time with them, so we were thinking, do something full-time, but that's a little way over our head because we still need to make games. We are not teachers as a profession. But we found out that it's not only us talking about this. We met with Sajik, and they were talking about the same problems that they have and the same initiatives they want to create. So we thought, let's do something together. Let's create something that would be even stronger, because we do have the visibility, we do have the possibility to boost this project, and we created something that we called Butterfly Effect. It's a practical education for digital business. We are launching it in January. And what it actually is a full-time practical education. Again, just like with skill drill, people will be working in multidisciplinary teams. They will learn by working. That's the biggest difference compared to traditional education. And they will learn the T-shaped skills. I will say what that is in the next slide. And soft skills. The project, the program lasts 6 months, but with the possibility to go further for the next 6 months. It's a non-degree and it's paid, but I'll say more to the paid part. We do this because we want to do it, but we can't really donate it for years and years. So we need to find a formula that will make this project sustainable. That's why we say paid, but we are still working on that part because we realize that education in this country is for free, and to change the concept is not that easy if you want to address a big mass with that. So we'll have experts to talks, do the talks, workshops, presentations, mentoring and feedbacking, just like with skill drill, but with more full-time basis. So what do the multidisciplinary teams mean? Yeah, just like with skill drill, but with more focus. It's artists, coders, product managers, game designers, marketing. They will work all together. And this is how it will work. We will go in phases through team creation, conception, pre-production, production to launch. And we'll cover the soft skills and hard skills, and project mentoring will be given all throughout. So what are the T-shaped skills that we are giving? This is not something that we invented. We are also partnering on this project with University of Applied Science in Oulu, where they already are running these projects. They have been running them for 5 years. They have great experience with it, and they have 3 labs: educational lab, educational games lab, and the third one is health and well-being apps. And they create them in 6 months cycles. They cooperate with businesses that come to the labs and give mentoring, feedbacking to all the teams, and teach them about the digital life cycle of a project from idea, because idea is great, but everyone has great ideas, but to elaborate on them and consistently work on them and finish them, that's a very different thing. So to teach them what is the broader picture, and then everyone who will join the program will also already need to have the skills of some sort. So if you are an artist, you will need to know the basic tools. If you are a coder, you'll need to have the basics of coding. We are not going to teach the basics, but you will learn to apply the basics to the whole process. And yeah, I'll end this with this guy. I don't know if you know him. He's a very funny looking. He's a very interesting person. He was running marketing for Rovio for a lot of years. Now he is supporting education initiatives like worldwide. He's working with China, Finland, Slovakia, and other different countries. And he believes that if they can do it in Finland, which is 5 million people, it can be done anywhere in the world. Like in China, there are cities that are bigger than this country. So he's talking to a lot of government people to make the change to education. He's also working with a lot of Slovak initiatives. He was accepted by president. I don't know how well that went, but he went to president dressed like this. His name is Peter Westerbacka, and I'll just...
Yeah, hi, it's Peter here, and I think this is a fantastic opportunity to, join this program and create, the next big thing, the next big app, next big game. So I really encourage all of you to, join up, and you can expect to have a lot of fun, of course, a lot of hard work as well, but most importantly, it will be fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all the great projects that I'm sure you'll come up with. So yeah, please join and yeah, I really want to see what you can do.
So he's going to be part of the program in a way. He will come to help and mentor, but it's a very busy person, so he was probably not going to be the full-time person there. But the way it will work is we will have 2 labs. We will not have we will not copy the Finnish model just yet, but we are open to make it broader in the future. But we are starting with 2 labs. One will be focusing on games and one will be focusing on digital applications. There will be lab masters that are full-time working with the teams, and there is a pool of mentors that will come in and give feedback to and share their knowledge with the teams, so that the learning is more focused and individual needs based. And our graduate, when we were thinking and brainstorming about what are the skills, we have this, like the whole metrics of things, but what is the one word that describes our graduate? And I don't know how to translate it into English, but in Slovak we call him makač. It's the guy who really works hard and is not scared to get his hands dirty and understand all the dirty details of the production, because sometimes it is dirty details and we all know it who work with games. So this is about it for what we do at the moment, but I love doing what I do, and I can see that some of it works, some of it can be done in a better way. So we want to create things, like we iterate them to be better. So I'm sure in the future there will be more stuff. I will give you a word if you have any questions about this, what we said, if anything is interesting for you.
I will give you the mic.
Okay.
Right. Hi, Lucia.
Hi. Long time no see.
Yeah. I hope you like the coffee.
Yes.
I would like to participate. What should I do?
Participate on the butterfly effect?
Yes.
We are going to launch the campaign in September. You can apply. In October we'll be accepting and doing interviews with all the applicants.
In which medias?
Which media? All social media, but also the print media. And I don't think we'll go into TV, but it will be very broad.
All right, thank you.
I don't think you will miss it.
Right.
Maybe one more question before we wrap it up. Okay.
Do you want to spread it to other cities in Slovakia?
Eventually, what I would like this project to do is, first of all, create the option for people who really want to just learn the practical way. And what I also want to do is, and what we've already been doing, is talking to universities, because I consider universities to be a great partner, and I'm not creating a program that would be competition for them, but if it motivates them to better performance, just great. So we are approaching universities with the proposals of cooperation. We are on different levels with different universities. And the stage 3 for me is that we will have branches not just in Bratislava, but yeah, Košice or other cities as well. Okay,
All right, that's it.
Thank you very much for your attention, and please just follow us if you have any more questions in the future. I always answer.